We will be looking to do another rally in 2 months, looking at June 15th. We are going to push out to not only do it at the Capitol, but do it in the North and the South to get as many people as we can involved and be back here in October, middle of October, before the elections, to push our stance and get the biggest crowd we possibly can out here to show that we are serious about our Second Amendment. Woo. So right now I'd like to welcome up Ed Silence. He is running for Ward 1 of Macomb. He's just starting his political adventure, I guess you would call it. So I'd like to welcome him up right now to do his speech, and then if you have any questions or anything else, I know some are from Macomb. If you have questions for him, please feel free to ask away.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, participants.
Steps are going to kill me.
I am the only Selectman candidate in Macomb who is an active supporter of this particular event and, of course, the Second Amendment. It's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. If you go to my website, which is on Facebook, you go to Selectman Silence. That's so it'll be www.facebook.com/Selectman Silence, and you can find my literature, my information, and things you'd like to know about me, the candidate. I would hope that I could bring about a lot of the changes that would be necessary, more so improvements than changes. But of course, I'm a firm supporter of the Second Amendment. And a little bit about me, of course, since a lot of people don't know, I am a former Army. If you don't recognize this, I'm a PT cap from when I was in the Army, both full-time and National Guard. I actually served for the Mississippi National Guard Public Affairs. Used to work right here in Jackson for a bit, and also was the historian for a bit. So got that. Was also a Peace Corps, AmeriCorps. Did a few corps in my life. I was in the Army. I was a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I'm currently working on my doctorate in entrepreneurship. I'd like to assist some of the students and residents in Macomb, Mississippi. So one of the things that I am doing is upon election, I would reinvest my first year's salary into the ward, which none of the other candidates, of course, are doing. So I would like to take that first year, put it back into the ward, establish scholarships for students that live in the ward. I'm also putting 15% of that total year salary into the churches in the ward so that they can continue to do the good works that they do for the people. And there are, again, some incentives that I'll be working with the Chamber of Commerce in the city to kind of, again, rebuild and make some improvements in the city. There's a lot of bickering that's been going on in the city of Macomb for several years now, and I'd like to, well, one of the things that I'm looking at is more so collaboration opposed to confrontation. So I've been working with a lot of people, talking to a lot of the candidates who are seeking a seat, so that upon election, if I am elected, then we already have at least a basic form of respect for one another, so that when I come to them and say, hey, let's work something out. The other and final thing I'd like to share is that I'm also a certified grant writer. So one of the things that I'd also like to do is write some grants to help improve so we can save some money, being on the Republican side of this particular campaign. Of course, we are staunch about saving money and not overspending, and that's one of the things I am also very fond of. So if you have any questions, if you're here from Macomb and you'd like to vote for me, or you just have some questions about me as an individual, again, you can go to my website because it is chock full of information about me. I've been updating it since about February, so there's quite a bit, and I update it pretty regularly. So it's not a static page. If anything, it's one of those living documents like our Constitution. One final thing I'd like to share about my support of the Second Amendment, of course, is something that my great-grandfather, who was also a World War II veteran, and my father, who was a Vietnam veteran, ironically, we all went to the same boot camp at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. One of the things that was always passed down to me was, it's better to have and not need than to need it and not have it. And that goes, you can apply that to a lot of different things, not just Second Amendment, but again, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Oops, my bad. Again, thank you for everybody coming out today.